All right. Hey, welcome in, everybody. We don't have a good intro yet on this platform. I just now thought about that, and I actually even know how to do it. I didn't get it together in time. Jeez. Well, not a great start, but
Welcome to Two Regular Guy
anyhow,
Podcaster.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're podcasters, not video guys yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Hey, it's today's actually the 3rd of July, 2014, and if you are listening to this as a podcast, though, you will be hearing this pseudo live on the 4th of July. So happy Independence Day to everybody in the United States. My name's Aaron Montgomery, and I am joined, as always, by my good friend Terry Combs from Equipment Zone, and you can also find him over at terrycombs.com. Terry, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Doing great. Just drove in about 2 hours ago from Vegas and spent about 4 days there up at Planet Hollywood. Had a great time. And before the show came on, I was just pointing out to you that, you know me, I'm not much of a craps player. You tried to teach me one time, and I just could not figure out
Yeah.
how to do it. As I recall, though, when I gathered up all my chips that I had won and didn't know how I won, went to the bathroom, came back, and you'd already lost all your money. So,
Yeah, teaching you to play
so maybe
craps
it's a
was a
good
very
thing I don't know how to
expensive
play craps.
proposition.
But I do like to play a little video poker, though, you know, and get a couple of free drinks. And so last night, right before I'd been over to Cabo Wabo listening to some music, you know, and right before I left, I went through the casino there at Planet Hollywood and put a little bit more money in and won all the money back that I'd lost during the week. So life was good in Vegas.
Very cool, very cool. Well, good to hear that you won your money back. Yeah, we've been talking before that. Really, if for those of you that have been to Vegas and know that if you come back home even, you've actually won money. I mean, the free drinks and all the entertainment. So.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So had a good time. You know, just went up and hanging out and doing a little gambling and sitting out by the pool, you know, that kind of thing. So.
Cool.
And now
So,
I'm back to Phoenix for it was actually hotter there than it is here because that's about 109 today. I think it was
oof,
112 yesterday when
wow.
I was walking down the street to go to Margaritaville to have a little dinner.
Very nice. So basically, you're telling me that you had to get out of Las Vegas and get back to Phoenix to get out of the heat.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Very
I
fun
am going to be
time.
grilling out on the balcony today at
Nice.
109 degrees. But hey, as we always say on here, it's a dry heat.
That's right. That's right. Well, so here in St. Louis, we're having an unusually cool spell, which is fantastic because we just came out of a little bit of a sweltering heat, but it's in the low to mid 70s the last couple of days, and supposed to be that way throughout the weekend. So it is
Wow,
going to
that's
be
really
gorgeous
nice.
here. You know, it's still a little humid, but when it's 70, it's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. I had no
So
idea.
yeah, yeah,
Well, then
it's
our friends along the East Coast are all going to be bracing for a hurricane. So,
yeah,
um,
yeah. Hopefully, we're not hearing any major, massive stories. Hopefully, that'll dissipate and pass. But yeah, if you're over there on the East Coast, buckle down and stay safe and keep us posted as to how things are going. So,
I spent my I spent a long night in the dark for the Hurricane Sandy last year. So, in fact, the power. I came back to Phoenix about 4 days after the hurricane, and the power wasn't on yet in my apartment. So, and it was getting a little nippy, you know.
yeah, I bet. Wow.
Uh,
So, So we're talking a little bit about the weather and some of that kind of stuff, but also little departure from the norm. Speaking of St. Louis not being normal temperature right now, is that we are doing this as a video podcast at Google Hangout. So kind of cool, fun little thing here. But it's also 7 o'clock on the night before holidays. So one of the cool parts is we have beers here in hand. Cheers, sir. Virtual beer. So if you see us
Virtual
partaking,
beer,
we're
yeah.
just wetting the whistle.
Well, this is how two regular guys got started, as you recall, Aaron. You and I sitting in a lot of hotel bars, having beers and eating chicken wings and arguing about what dipping sauce is the sauce of choice. So
Yeah.
you know, it's only appropriate. We just need to have wings. That's the only difference.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. One of these days we're gonna get wings in one of these live shows or on something like this. But
I know, you
hey,
know, and the ISS guy promised us wings for a live show, and it just never happened.
yeah,
Although they did have 2 kegs of beer,
that's
so
right. I'm
that,
pretty
that
sure
counts
they've taken
for
pretty good care of
something.
us, so we should not complain.
They've taken very good care of us.
So hey, speaking of that, since this is our first Google Hangout that we're doing here, you know, when we did the very first podcast, we told the story about where our name came from, the two regular guys. You want to tell that story again? I think
You
that's a
know,
worthwhile story. People have asked.
I think it is time. I think it is time. Well, I'm going to change the names to protect the innocent, but
Or
gosh, it
not
was.
so
I think.
innocent.
What's that?
Or not so innocent.
Not so innocent, true. But it was. I think it was '91, and I was doing a seminar at ISS in Dallas, as I recall, and they had me on the venue with another industry veteran, and he actually went up and introduced himself, gave his name, and followed by MBA. And I thought, wow, that was kind of an unusual thing. I've never heard anybody introduce themselves and follow that with MBA, you know. And I'm sure he's proud of it, but gosh, it was weird. And so, you know me, Aaron, I stood up and said, well, my name is Terry Combs, RG, regular guy. And the place broke up. The guy was a little flushed and a little upset about it, I think. But that is where the regular guys came from, being Terry Combs, RG, regular guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no ESQs or MBAs or anything like that. We're just two regular guys, and probably a little bit crazy and a little too into what we do. But man, it sure is a lot of fun, and we've had a ton of fun over the years. Like you said, having
Absolutely.
these discussions at the bar with our friends, meeting a ton of great fun people. You know, the Gambits of the world, Mark White and Jill and Sam Wilt, and all those people that we kind of just got to spend a lot of time with. And as
Yeah.
our lives changed, as things have changed for us, moved to different companies, states, all that other stuff, you know, this is just a really cool opportunity to kind of keep that going on on the technology that's available to us today. So
Right, exactly.
it's been a lot of fun. We're over a year and a half now, I think, and
Gosh, has it been that long? I guess so. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, in fact, I already was starting to think about, we got to start thinking about the year-end awards. You know, we're
I
halfway
was
through the
just
year.
thinking
We got
about
all
that
that
the
kind
other
of
day.
stuff gonna
Yeah. I guess
want
it's
to do
time.
again. So. Good deal. Well, hey,
So-
so one of the things too that that we get to do that's kind of grown with our show is the fact that we are doing a full hour, and that is in big part and thanks to the sponsor that we've had for the show basically since we started having a sponsor, Equipment Zone, and so I do want to make sure that we give the proper props out to Equipment Zone, and got some information here that I want to share with everybody about them. So we're like I said, we're sponsored by Equipment Zone. This section of the show is sponsored by the online store, and they feature low prices on inks, pre-treatment, curing paper, swabs for your direct-to-garment printer, and it includes supplies for printers like DTG, Anajet, TJet, and more. And for a limited time, get an additional 5% off all direct-to-garment inks when you use the coupon code GUYS, G-U-Y-S, and just put that in at checkout. And again, that's equipmentzone.com, and just head on over there for details and take advantage of that. Plus, they give free shipping on all online orders over $100. So, really good deal. Worthwhile getting over there and checking out what Equipment Zone has to offer. And thanks again, Harry, for supporting us. And I'll be in touch soon. It's actually time to re-up, and I still haven't done my part of that. So, never fear. I'll ask you for money soon.
I'm sure Harry is all about sponsoring again. So, hey, but I'm not on the clock today talking. You know,
Yeah.
the film's closed this week, so for the 4th of July holiday. So I did make a few phone calls from Vegas, but I also pointed out to the people I called, hey, I'm calling you from Planet Hollywood.
Nice.
How much I wanted to talk to you.
Very cool. Very cool.
But,
All right. So
and you
I know you
last
also.
week,
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
You know,
Well,
I
I
was
was just
going
going
to
to
ask
say
you about last week. You know what? You also had a screen printing class recently. You're over at Workhorse, right? In Phoenix there.
I was.
And,
So,
tell us about that.
well, I wrapped up my week last week. Everybody was off on vacation on Saturday and Sunday. I did have a class there at Workhorse, and man, it was a great one. You love those classes where people ask lots of questions, and we even had 3 people flying from Atlanta, and they found the class by YouTube video, and about 3 days before the class, they booked flights, and so it was quite an expensive little endeavor for them, but it paid off for them, and they ended up buying some equipment, and I think they're real happy with the class. I also had a couple of folks from San Francisco who found my book, Screen Printing: A Practical Guide, on Amazon, read the book, and then saw on the back my website and signed up for the class as well. So, technology. And Aaron, if it were for you, I'd probably still be mailing letters.
Well, you're welcome. I'll expect my commission check shortly. No, that's good stuff. It's awesome that people are finding you through that stuff, and
yeah.
And one of these classes, you're going to have one of your 10,000 Twitter followers come to class. You would think.
Well, you know what? There was a guy from Las Vegas, and he does follow me on Twitter. So now,
Okay.
did I tell you what happened to Chicago?
No.
I did the class about 3 weeks ago. I just mentioned Twitter in the class, and these 2 women in the front row start laughing. And I'm like, hey, what's so funny? And we were just laughing about people on the way here who were on Twitter. I'm like, whoa, what are they laughing about us? So I took a picture of them and I posted it, saying these people are giving me a hard time about being a tweeter.
That's fantastic. Yeah, they're mistaking you for a millennial, apparently. So.
You think? 10,600, by the way, now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize to shortchange you there.
I know it drives you crazy, but
Hey, all I know is my clout score is higher than yours, so I don't know.
That's just one more thing I don't know anything about.
Okay, I'll teach you about that too, and then you can
Exactly.
take that over for me as well. Well, good stuff. So, like we talked about earlier when we did our trailer, we want to, another one of our popular niche market shows that we've done. We've gotten great feedback from people, and just again, it's more to kind of spark the creativity, get the ideas flowing. These aren't things where, you're certainly welcome to go out there and try these exact things, but at the same time, we just wanted to get your juices flowing, get you to start thinking about kind of outside of your normal marketing box, and this is something that I'm very passionate about, and you do some fantastic stuff through your newsletter that you do, where a lot of this stuff I believe comes from, or at least you kind of start it there. And then you're also doing some classes. Before we get started in this, you want to tell us a little bit about those classes you're going to do on this type of stuff?
Yeah, not next week, but the week after is ASI in Chicago, and so at that event, the day before the show, I'm going to do a 3-hour hands-on screen printing class.
Oh, cool.
And I know they have 35 people signed up, and they've limited to 70. So I don't know, that it may be getting closer to full than that now. And also, I'm going to be doing a couple of seminars on the show floor. One of them, again, about niche markets, and the other one, basically for people who don't want to be printers, but they want to be an educated buyer, like a lot of the ed specialty folks are.
Sure.
And just talk about setup charges and art charges, and why it costs more to print a dark shirt than a light shirt, that sort of thing. So
Sure.
I'm going to be doing, during the show, I'll be doing both those seminars each day out on the floor. And I know Jay Bussell is doing some seminars as well, and not sure who else is going to be there, but I think Dave, the sales manager at Atlas Screen Supply, he'll be there talking chemicals, and he's a chemical guy. So he's,
man, yeah. When we had him on, I learned so much that day, and I'm not a real big screen printer, but man, I felt like I could at least clean a screen and clean it well.
Exactly. He's an entertaining speaker as well, so it'll be fun. And then for SGIA in Vegas, it'll be, what is it, October. I'm going to be doing a seminar called 52 Niche Markets in 52 Minutes, and it's just, I've already got it put together, and it's just talking about, here's the niche, here's how to get into it, and just keep hammering at them until our time runs out.
Nice.
So
what's the plan for the other 8 minutes?
Yeah, you know what? You know me. I got to give the old introduction. I got to talk about Twitter.
How do you? I mean, how else are you going to boost those follower numbers? So,
Well, hopefully Charlie Tobley won't crash into this seminar and start ranting about me talking about coffee on Twitter.
very nice, very nice. All right, so well, let's dig in here. I mean, got some good stuff in store for us. I'm just kind of looking down at the list here, and man, we got plenty of ground to cover. So we want to talk about niche markets for the off season, which I think
Right.
is really important. You know, kind of maybe start us off there and explain why that's important and what those kinds of things would be.
Sure. Well, I'll give you a good example. When I worked for a company in Columbus, Ohio, Worthington, Ohio, called Crown Faber Company, even our next door neighbors didn't know what business we were in. We only sold to fraternities and sororities, and then of course the assumption it's going to be, it's going to be Sigma Chi tackled to a lettering. We didn't do any of that. We only sold for parties. We did T-shirts, we did sweatshirts, we did glassware, we did wine glasses, all kinds of things like that. But when I went to work there, I discovered that the entire production department, they would close for the entire summer. Come August, they would shut down, lay everybody off, and then, or no, I'm sorry, not August, but May, and then start up again in August when the first schools opened.
Yeah.
Actually out in Kansas, and so what I found out was that I was going to have to retrain all these people, the people who couldn't take the summer off, couldn't come back to work. So I had a new crew starting every fall. So my first thought was we need to go out and find some niche that will fit into the summer months to keep these people employed, year round. So what I did was I kind of put feelers out to other printers because, Aaron, as you know, most of us are pretty busy in the summertime printing. But in this particular case, it was just the opposite. So I thought, surely I can get some overflow work. So I actually found a screen printer in Cleveland, Ohio, which is about 2 hours from Columbus, and he had a big NFL contract. And so my offer to him was, listen, we can print round the clock for you right up until August 15th, and then we can't print another garment for you. Because Crown Faber Company, our claim to fame was we could turn an order around in 24 hours.
Wow.
And so, we were shipping all over the country, and so you couldn't service a contract account like that any other time. So it was really ideal for them and ideal for us because they really needed the help in the summertime. So that's my story with that. And along those lines, one of my favorite things to do to fill downtime is I wrote an article once called Peaks and Valleys, and we can deal with the peaks. It's the valleys that we have to struggle through. And one of the main things that I do is, speaking of ASI, is going to all the ad specialty and promotional products people and saying, listen, I am a screen printer, I am an embroiderer, I'm a sublimation printer, I'm a direct-to-garment printer, I am whatever, and I print contract work, and I have available production time. And that will always bring in customers because, well, at least from the standpoint of screen printing, and I say this a lot, there are lots and lots and lots of screen printers. There aren't very many good screen printers. And so those contract people, the ad specialty people, most of them don't want to be printers themselves. They want to contract it out. And they are always looking for people to do good work for them. So what I tell people in my classes is, listen, go Google promotional products and ad specialty. And for anybody who doesn't know, ad specialty or promotional products, it's that pen that you get at the bank that has the name of the bank, not the one with the chain on it. You're not supposed to take that one. But or Frisbee with the name of your insurance agent on it, or any of those promotional kind of things, giveaways. But if you contact those people and say you have available production time, I guarantee you that somebody's going to walk in the door and say, hey, I've got work for you to do. And the beauty of these folks is they are educated buyers. And by educated buyers, they are the people who understand setup charges. They are the people who understand artwork and high resolution files and all those sorts of things. So I love selling to these guys because they walk in the door and you don't have to teach them what it is you're trying to accomplish. They walk in. I've had them walk in the door before, Aaron, with film positives in their hand. They output their own films, and there's no better customer than that. Are you still with us, Aaron? Hey, Aaron, are you? Have we lost your connection? Well, I'm going to keep talking about niche markets. Sorry for that little pause there, Aaron. Maybe you can go and do a little editing on that. But another thing that I like to do this time of year is, if I have available production time, is golf tournaments, and golf tournaments are a great way to sell quantities of products, a variety of products. You can do golf towels, you can do hats. Whether you're an embroiderer or a screen printer or a sublimation person, direct to garment, any of those options are available for golf tournaments. And what people don't realize is golf tournaments are the favors that people get, the gifts that you take home with you, are usually arranged by the folks, the golf pro. And a golf pro, the money he makes or she makes is not so much from teaching you how to putt, but it's selling product in the pro shop, and it's for doing events like tournaments. And if you can get in with a golf pro, you can do tournament after tournament after tournament. So I always like that. I actually used to work at Crown Faber Company with a golf pro, and I kind of learned the ins and outs of that business from him. And I didn't learn much about golfing because he he actually walked into my office one day and dumped golf clubs out on the floor and said, "Okay, you're going to learn to play golf." And I never learned to do it very well, so I haven't have to picked up a club for about 20 years. But I live in Arizona, so maybe it's time. All right, I'm gonna put this on hold for a minute and see if I can't stir Aaron up here. I guess we'll try it the old way.